Imagine if you could build muscle, stay lean, and do it all without ever having to track a calorie. It sounds crazy, right? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I did it, including a simple meal plan and why it's easier than any other diet. But first, let me break down how it's even possible. I remember this one day when I was trying to get shredded and I was sitting in my kitchen. I was trying to cut down on my calories and eat less food than ever before. So I'd sit in my kitchen, it was about 6 p.m. and I was looking at my calorie counter. And I ate all the calories I had for the day. I couldn't eat any more food. But I was starving hungry. Like my stomach was just tossing and turning. I wanted so much more food. I was craving chocolates, granolas. I wanted to just eat anything and everything. And I know I shouldn't have, but that day I cheated on my diet. I couldn't withstand the hunger. I couldn't stop myself. So I started eating chocolate. I started eating biscuits. I started eating everything. And by the end of the day, I was meant to eat about 2,500 calories, but I probably ended up eating around 4,000 calories. I ate so much food. And this all happened because I just had one major problem. As I want you to imagine, this cup right here, this represents your metabolism. As your metabolism is your body's system that converts food and water into energy. And this energy can be used either to burn it, to use it when we run, when we work out, or it can be stored as fat. And this drink right here, this can be represented as processed food. Processed food is any food that has been altered. So it can be how potatoes get turned into McDonald's fries, or it can be how wheat gets turned into bread. And what I want to show you is the more we eat this processed food, the more it messes up our metabolism. As if I add this processed food, which is this drink here, into the metabolism, it starts to make it unclear. It starts to actually change it. And we see this with our bodies as well. As when we eat processed food, it messes up our hunger hormones. Because processed food contains so many bad chemicals in, like refined sugars, vegetable oils, which cause inflammation within our gut. And this all messes up our metabolism. It makes us gain more fat, eat more food, and it makes it harder to actually lose the fat. So us eating this processed food, which is here, ruins our whole metabolism. But the problem is, 60% of an average person's diet is processed food. So 60% of the foods that they eat each day is processed food. And what foods do we eat if we don't eat processed food? This takes us on to step one, which is the perfect meal plan you can follow. As I want you to imagine, you can eat sweet, nice tasting foods every single day, and you can eat till you're full, but you still become lean, shredded, and lose the fat that is on your body. Well, following a flesh and fruit diet allows us to do just this. As flesh is our meats, it's the things that help us build muscle. So as you can imagine, it's chicken, it's beef, it's pork, all these different meats, fish, all this different stuff. And then we have our fruit. This allows us to fuel our body to have energy each day and be our carbohydrate. So this is apples, bananas, cucumbers, tomatoes. We can even have raw honey. And this means our diet doesn't have any of that processed stuff in it. Instead, it has fresh whole foods that are really good for our body and good for our metabolism. And that also means our diet is very high in protein, so we're eating a lot of meat each day, allowing us to build muscle and get shredded. So here I'm going to show you a meal plan that can do just this for you. And we come to meal one, which is 6 whole eggs and 1 avocado. This is a simple but brilliant meal, as 6 eggs has 45 grams of protein in it, including the avocado. This is such easy protein at the start of our day, as our goal is to have 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. And there's only one way in which we can do this. It's by eating whole, healthy meats and fruits and all this good stuff. So starting with 6 eggs and 1 avocado is just brilliant to do. For meal 2, we want to have 250 grams of beef mince and 1 butternut squash. We want to get the highest fat beef mince, so like 20 or 25%. This allows it to be brilliant for our hormones like testosterone. It allows us to have good energy and just feel like strong and get really good workouts in. It's also a very filling meal, so we're not going to overeat and eat loads of food. And if you want to get more meal plans, recipes, and all different things, there's an AI tool in the description of this video called the Whole Food Inspector. This can help you plan meals, plan recipes, all that suit you and are personalised to you. It also helps tell you how healthy foods are. And all you have to do is just click the link in the description. It's straight for free. Here we come to meal 3, which is our pre-workout meal. 200 grams of Greek yogurt, 2 boiled eggs, and 1 banana. We're giving ourselves some good carbohydrates before a workout so we can have high energy and we can hit a really good workout. And then meal 4 would be 250 grams of beef mince again and 1 butternut squash. What you can do here is you can buy a pack of 500 grams of beef mince, cook it, and then half it for the 2 meals. And you can do the same with a butternut squash. Buy 1 big large butternut squash, half it, and have 1 for meal 2 and 1 for meal 4. This makes it easy, it makes it cheap, and you don't have to cook a lot. You just have to cook once in this day and you can make all the meals really. So it's just brilliant to do this whole meal plan. Then for snacks, we can eat so much different stuff each day. We can have as much fruit as we want really. We can have bananas, apples, cucumbers, whenever you fancy it. I find one of the best things to do is whenever I crave chocolate or sweets or anything like that, instead I'll eat blueberries. I'll have as many blueberries as I possibly can. This allows me to cure my sweet tooth and just not want to eat junk food each day. And as well as having fruit, we can have things like milk, yogurt, cheese, different dairy products. And these are high in fat, so they're going to be good calories that are going to fill us up and make us not want to eat loads and loads of food each day. And we also want to drink like 2.5 litres of water really, or we should drink fruit juice or milk and have 6 to 9 grams of salt. But this all comes to a total of 2,600 calories, 180 grams of protein, 145 grams of fat, 116 grams of carbs. This means we're getting the right amount of protein, which is so essential when we want to build muscle, when we want to get in shape and we want to look lean and muscular. This is exactly what we need to do. But this takes us to step 2, and it's why it's easier than any other diet. As every diet you've ever tried has certain rules to it. Like you can only eat this amount of calories, you can only have this amount of sugar, you need to eat this amount of protein. But for the flesh and fruit diet that we're following here, there's only one rule. As I remember this one day where I was sitting in my kitchen and I was just craving junk food. You know, it's one of those days where you're just thinking, I really want to eat some cookies or some biscuits or just anything or everything. I was sitting there and I was just craving it so badly. And instead of eating the junk food, I got the blueberries out. I ate as many as I could. And I ate the bananas, and I ate the apples, and I ate loads of fruit, to be honest. But by the end of the day, by the end of the time, I actually felt good. I didn't feel guilty that I ate bad food, that I ate loads of sugar. Instead, I felt pretty happy. I felt pretty full. And I didn't feel this bloated, horrible feeling. And this is all because fruit's very good for us. It has a lot of fiber in it. It has vitamins in, antioxidants in, which are all brilliant for our body. So when you have that sweet craving, when you want to eat that horrible food, instead you can eat the fruit. You can use the fruit to cure your sweet tooth, really. As I still followed that one rule that we need to follow, and all it is just eat whole foods. Whole foods are the single ingredient foods that have been around for 1,000 years. Our ancestors always ate them. So this is your meat, your vegetables, your fruit, maybe some eggs and different stuff like that, but it's the main priority foods. If we can stick to eating these foods every single day, we're going to make progress. We're going to get shredded and we're going to get in the best shape ever. And this worked so well for me. If I just stuck to this one rule, just eat whole foods every single day. Don't think about the pizza, the chocolates, none of it. Just eat whole foods. It works so brilliantly. As I heard this quote once and it said, nature did it best. Nature, like the foods that were naturally made, are so brilliant for us. And the way we know this is if we look in the wild, look and see and try and find a fat lion. Try and find a fat deer, a fat elephant. You don't really see any at all. Unless they're eating the processed foods, unless they are. If they're not, then they're in shape, they're looking good, they're shredded. And that's because nature did it best. We can't overeat and get really fat on the natural foods. It's so hard to do. As when you eat loads of beef mince, when you eat loads of eggs, you feel full, you feel stuffed. Versus when you eat cookies, when you eat pizzas, when you eat crisps, you can just eat and eat and eat. You feel stuffed, but you still eat and eat and eat. And these because these processed foods are not good for us. So we need to focus on cutting out the processed foods, not eating these foods at all. Instead, having the healthy, the real good natural foods. This is what's going to help us see progress. This is what's going to get you in good shape. But I'm going to be honest here. You should have a really good diet. You should try and eat these flesh and fruit diet, all the whole foods every single day. But you may actually never make progress. You may never get shredded like you want to be. As your daily habits, what you do each day is so important. It's one of the most important things. And that's why in this video here, I break down the full daily routine that I follow, that you can follow, so you can get in good shape.